Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations related to practice meditation. So, practicing meditation is a kind of like a very complicated subject because we work with our mind. And when we work with our mind, we have to remember it is not something that we work in this physical world. So our own thoughts, our intentions, our understanding itself become the tools to work with our mind. So that's why in these sessions, we try to give you some kind of understanding about basic principles, because then when you start to practice, you can work with it. So out of these tools, you can reproduct your own understanding, and then you can use it to develop yourself. So meditation is a kind of like a way we are reframing our own point of view regarding our own thoughts, our own mind, our own feelings. So go into that. Suddenly you can't go into thoughts. There is a method you can apply. There are many other principles, but this is a one way that you can work with. So what is that? That is that withdraw from reactions. So this non-action moment of mind create kind of like a openness inside you. It brings more brightness to your own mind, and it brings more clarity to yourself. Then you can see that all the perception you perceive, and at the same time all your form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition that happening in you. So the outside and inside that all, you can understand, you can see very clearly. So this non-action mindset is something that you have to practice. And there are some benefits. That doesn't mean you become kind of like you get into a coma. You get into kind of like a numbness. No. So this here, that we always have nature to react to things, and knowingly or unknowingly, we always go with these habitual patterns: action, reaction, result, action, reaction, result. So sometimes we are so addicted to do something rather than without doing something, stay without doing something. If you look very carefully, you always physically, mentally, verbally, we always try to interfere with something to do. So when you withdraw from the very first step, you recognize you're not going to react to any kind of thought arising in you. So that develop your awareness. And at the same time, when you capable to see how the thoughts arise, you will see thought arise, exist for a moment and disappear. Not only thoughts, everything in the world the same. Arise, exist for a moment and disappear. So the thoughts also the same. Another thing is, when you keep observing that way, you can see something. What is that? That is, behind your reactions, the idea to act, behind your respond, there is a emotional interference. So recognizing this is very necessary. Most of time we can't see that. Most of time we just imagine all over the world, everybody think whatever their reactions or whatever they think is right. Everybody think like that. See that it's kind of like still ourselves, and whoever listen this, and all of you and around everybody, then when everybody think this is right, what I think is right, what I do is right, just imagine that the real right path maybe somewhere else. So that's why withdrawing from reactions allow you to get into that right path. Because we always think, everybody think, whatever we do, our reaction, whatever we think it is right because we base with our own memory. We base with our own experience, base with our knowledge. It is very unique. But the right or the truth cannot be separate person to person. So that's why when you see behind that your thoughts, there are emotional interference, then it will help you to become more and more and more clear. Not to go towards the reactions, but go inward and tackle these emotions. It is very necessary. Because you can't keep responding, you can't allowing this emotion to keep happening or boiling inside you, because by the time the emotions are kind of like a wild elephant and it can take you to anywhere, It doesn't have any kind of understanding how to behave. But for us in day-to-day life, sometimes it is not beneficial, productive, profitable, worth. So, because you are responsible for your actions and you are responsible for your thoughts. And as you know, when you have some kind of thoughts in your mind, even if not an action, that thought creates certain kind of vibration. That vibration kind of like creates certain kind of frequency. That frequency has the ability to get connect or invite. That frequency become kind of like a invitation to same kind of thoughts that what you think. So then just imagine if you go through anger, disappointment, unhappiness, sadness. So then what happened? If you hold it kind of like in negative ways, it has ability to bring that all the negativity around you. It is your own mind. It's like magnet. So that's why be mindful about what is in your mind. Know what is in your mind. Be aware what kind of thoughts are arising. And you don't need to react to that, but once you see it, that seeing itself help you to get into the next level or to change it, or otherwise that all the power of that thoughts start to go away, because your awareness is more powerful than that thoughts. So always remember. So once you see this emotional interference behind your thoughts or the reactions, and underneath that emotion, so just imagine now we go step by step deeper. So when you observe this you may going to experience or not, but by the time you should know this mechanism. So the very first thing, we come to the level not to react to our own thoughts. So it creates a gap. That gap is kind of like that non-reactive mental state have ability to open your mind, bring more brightness, and make your mind more clear. So that way you are capable to see things very clearly as it is. So then when you not react in that level, you are capable to see the next, that behind your idea of reactions or the thought of this reacting is come with the interference of emotions. So then once you see that, so you are still now power of withdrawing and or power of not non-reaction become more stronger, and now you see there are emotions. So behind the emotions there is another thing, it's called conceit. So the conceit here means the mana. Mana means comparison to the idea of I am or the self, based with the self, and it always compromising back and forth and go around you and see. how your self-centered mind, or the idea that what you believe as true, can hold, or how you can maintain it. That conceit or that self-centered mind give the power to emotions. So once you come to that level, that means idea of self-centered mind. Now you can see more clearly, deeply, sharp, and seeing itself allow you to withdraw from the egocentric self-centered mind, not to do anything. Seeing itself. Because that is where you recognize that whatever the self-centered mind, hold it to some kind of views. So once you there, you can reframe that yourself, your self-centered view. You can have a view. Nothing wrong having a view. Remember, understand it very carefully. The way that we go and what I'm trying to explain to you. We come to non-reactive state, make our mind clear, open, and bring more brightness, and it bring more clarity. And then behind that idea of reactions, there are emotional interference. Behind that emotional interference, there is a self-centered view based with I am. Reframing means keep the view you get out of this self-centered idea. Because that is where you can see very clearly. Even when you have this self-centered mind, when you have this subject point of view, what happens? You forget the observer, you forget the experiencer, you forget your own mind, because your own mind has ability to, your self-centered mind has ability to cover up the experiencer. That's why you go behind all outcome. That's why you can't see the very beginning from where this come from. But introspection means rather than go behind the outcome, you reverse the mechanism to go inward and see from where this come. That's the mechanism. And once you have it, what happens? You will get, because now you have the view and you don't have this self-centered view. So remember this, nothing wrong having a view, but having self-centered view is the problem. So then once you have the view without the self, you can have 360-degree view. You can see everything and around you, and not only that, up and down to each and every angle. See that cameras, before this, all this, cameras, it kind of like it always has certain degrees to catch, but now it has this 360-degree camera view. It has ability to get all around this. So when you get out of this self-centered mind, what happens? Your mind has ability to gain this 360-degree view. And in that very level, still that your experience happens, but you withdraw from all the reactions. And that is what we call, another way, you come to the level of equanimity. So this equanimity state of this mindset, the most of time, most of the practice doesn't talk about this. But in the Buddha's teaching, mainly when it comes to meditation, that equanimity is a kind of like one of the highest mental state that you can achieve. And in that state, you are capable to see things and you experience it without interfering to it. You are without going to the very environment, you can see it. Without becoming part of the incident, you can see it. And that, in that way, you can develop the very beauty of non-attachment. You can develop the skill of quality of experience without attachment. See that? That's why when you have that, so the most of time, most of the people talk about this tranquility state or the liberation. It's kind of like you come to very blank spot. You come to like a kind of like a coma. You don't see anything, feel anything. It's kind of like everything dark. You go blank. Or sometimes when you get high, you go out of control. You just kind of like a floating, levitating. You have no idea which direction you go. You have no idea what happened to you. That's what most of people say. I don't know what happened to me. And then maybe it is only one time, then the very next time, even, you can't get into that. And some people say, oh, it happened to me 10 years back, but after that, it didn't happen to me. But this is not like that. See, now you see how you get into this equanimity, how you can get into this non-attachment. So it starts with the stopping reactions. That is a key point then. Then when it comes to day-to-day life, even in the very conventional level, if just imagine when something go wrong in this material world, with these machines, technology, if something go wrong, suddenly what we do? Stop and disconnect the power. We don't allow it to run. That's mean disconnect the process. And when you do this printing, if the jam happens, you stop it. You don't allow it to keep going that way. Then you remove the cartilage and you remove the paper. For that, you have to turn off the power. So anything that whatever around you, when some things go wrong, right away you stop it. Problem is, in the material world, we are so expert to do that things. But in our mental world, we are very poor. We have no kind of like skills to stop our reactions. Even, when conversations happens, just imagine you recognize things go wrong. But if you recognize things go wrong, why you keep reacting? Why you keep talking? What's the point? Because you recognize it's go wrong. And when things happen, when you want to do things, and if you recognize things go wrong, then why you keep doing it? And sometimes you yourself, that the thoughts keep coming, and your mind go crazy. And sometimes you yourself say, my mind make me crazy. So then why you keep thinking about it again and again and again? So if your mind make you crazy, why you keep thinking about it? Why you can't change it? Because we don't care about it. And sometimes we don't think about that much. We always ponder to outside world. We don't think that you are capable to change your own mind, but we are trying to change the world. So that's why this practice bring you a basic principle yourself to start recognizing your reactions and learn to stop reacting. So meditation is a one method. We become disciplined with this reacting principle. Without interference, we'll first learn to observe. We allow things to happen, but keep observe. So that's allow you to go deeper inward rather than going outside world and interfering to it. So then in day-to-day life, if something go wrong, right away, stop reacting. And then in the mental world, apply the same principle. And bring more clarity. Allow your mind to be open, bring the brightness and keep the clarity. And find the space. And then keep observe, and don't allow your emotions to govern your reactions. And then when you keep observing, you will see self-centered mind and start to reframe that. So when you recognize that self-centered mind, that is the only key method, one key method that you can get out of it. And then you have this self-centered mind, and the self you can remove, and you come to the equanimity. And you see everything, and at the same time experience the very condition of the mind. Now you know from where this all come and how things happen. And that again will take you to more and more and more become stronger to stay non-attached. So that non-attachment, not toward this outside world, it's about your own inner feelings. And that is where you bring more and more and more freedom to yourself. That's where you become more and more and more clear and open within your own mind. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So keep your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens, just recognize it. Don't react to any thoughts. Just keep observe. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside. And to your left side. and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavatacha sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.